Yo, what's up, guys? I am home today for really no reason, to be honest. I just didn't feel like going outside. It's beautiful outside today, by the way, but just felt like staying home. It was a good week. It was a good week. A lot happened. We hit $10,000 in MRR. That's pretty good. I think that's around 450 customers, which is kind of crazy, to be honest, to think that I started working on this 9 weeks ago and we're somehow at $10,000 a month in revenue. And not only that, like, I want to say more on this. The $10,000 MRR number does not begin to explain how much some of these people who are using the product just love it. Like, really, I spent my whole last week, by the way, I was just talking to users. And sometimes I do these things where it's like, I like to kind of theme my weeks, where it's like, some weeks I'm really, really deep in just building stuff. Some weeks I'm really deep in just like talking to users. Some weeks I'm really deep in like trying to like get it to blow up. And I try, and generally in a given week, I do all three of those things, but majority of the time, the weeks do have a theme. Because again, as a solo founder, I do think I gotta balance all three of those things, right? I gotta balance building, telling people about it, and talking to the people who are using it. Of course, I have to balance that every single day. But it does help sometimes to go into a week being like, okay, like I'm gonna do all these things, but my core focus of these three things is gonna be, for example, talking to users or building or trying to get the word out, whatever, right? Anyways, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, I spent all of last week talking to people who are using this product. And I had about 20 or 25 conversations. And man, the people who like this, who like Hey Clicky, really, really, really love it. And every kind of call I have with a user is so surprising. And it's so weirdly energizing because I cannot believe that people actually like this thing. And I know that sounds crazy to think, but you guys need to see it from my lens. This is like a side project I started 9 weeks ago for fun that's somehow turning into a company. And so when I get in these calls with people, and again, I had 25 calls, all with paying customers. And when every single one of them is just like, man, I love this product. Like some of these people even saying this product has changed their life and changed how they like actually operate day to day. It doesn't make me happy per se. I don't get happy by that per se, but it just really surprises me. And it really kind of like gives me a little bit more life, I think. Because when someone else is so passionate about your creation, it is so much easier to have a more energizing conversation with them. So for example, if you're talking to a user or a customer and they don't give a fuck about what you're building, like it's gonna be a horrible conversation and you're gonna lose energy after. But when the other person is pretty much more energized about your product than even you are, which is what's happening for me, it's just so kind of man, yeah, I guess motivating is the right word. I don't know what the word is. It's inspiring. That's the word. It is so inspiring because again, it's not that I don't believe in my product or my company. Of course I believe in this shit. I'm working on it like whatever number of hours a week, 7 days a week, and I'm trying my best to or 6 days a week, and I'm trying my best to make magic. So of course I believe in myself and the company and the people here. But at the same time, I'm always playing devil's advocate to my own products and my own company, and I'm always critical of my company and my product. And so when I have X random person come on the call and say, man, this product is amazing, it's changed my life, look at all these things it can do, look at all the things it's taught me, I'm like, wow. I cannot believe that a random thing that I made has impacted this person this much. Sorry, I keep saying I made, now it's we made because we're a company. And so what I'm getting at here, I'm sorry, I keep losing my train of thought, is I classically do not like talking to users. Like when you say the phrase talk to users, my brain just turns off and I'm just like, I don't care. But what I do love is I love brainstorming with people who use my product. I love having conversations with people who use my product. Why? Because oftentimes those are some of the most inspiring conversations I can have in a given week. At the end of the day, I don't see the users as like users. I see them as just another human being that is using my product, that has a lot of energy around it, that has their own ideas and would want to brainstorm with me. And so most of my calls with users are actually just like half like me just learning about the person and half kind of brainstorming with them. Learning like, what if, what are your crazy ideas for the product? What would you do if you were the CEO? Or like, what are the kinds of things that you're seeing in the world of AI today where you're like, oh man, like it'd be interesting to like look more into that. And so more just having a brainstorm with the person who's using the product. And I think that's been really cool. And so I think I have a much better sense from this week about who's using my product and why. And I think going into this week, I feel much better about like building some more stuff and building like the right features to like kind of drive the right people in the door to use this thing. Because again, when it's been about like, again, in the 9 weeks since I've been working on this thing, we've done like so many different things. Like we've been throwing shit at the wall, like computer use, a better Siri, learning by talking to your screen and pointing at stuff, all types of stuff. And so I think last week was really about just stepping back and being like, okay, who's really using this and why? And yeah, it was a very inspiring week for sure. Shout out to our users and the people using this thing. I don't know how I got so lucky with people who just are just so cool to talk to. And also just love the product. I guess like that part is not luck. Like these people really do just love the product. And they see the work we're putting into it. And I think that's so awesome. By the way, it's so different to build a software company than like my last company, which was essentially like online learning, but like it was more kind of like service based. It is so much kind of different building software because I really do, again, feel like I can flex my business abilities much better in the software world because the margins are so much better, because the network effects are so much better. The acquisition cost of a customer is so much better. Like everything about the software business is just better. As a business. And so it's been really fun to just kind of like play in the world of software. Also in software, when you make a change, that change is, sent it to everybody, first of all, and it's compounded. So as you're making changes, things are getting better and better, your product compounds. And so yeah, like Clicky now is like so much better than it was like, even just 3 weeks ago. And I think that's been really fun as well for me, just to build a product that's compounding almost daily. That's all I got. I feel like this wasn't my best weekly review, but hey man, whatever. Cool. Bye guys. See you next week.